Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Tech Tuesday. For those who may not know me, my name is TheJoshuaHaynes, and every Tuesday I talk about technology to make your life a lot simpler. Did you know that one of the biggest surcharges for America's biggest cable and internet providers is the fee that it charges its users to actually rent their cable box, their routers, and their gateways? A substantial amount of cable users and internet subscribers actually receive their cable box from their internet service providers, not knowing that they're actually paying a rental fee. If you are one of them, chances are you're paying between $10 to $20 in rental fees every month, additional to your regular monthly plan bill. So why are you paying these monthly rental fees? And is what you're paying going to be actually applied so you can own these devices in the future? Well, the answer is no. When you are paying these monthly fees for these devices, this does not go towards a balance so that you can own it in the future. So the best advice I could give you is to actually do the research and look for a modem and a device that actually fits your plan and actually will do the work that it needs to push out for your data. The first thing I suggest you to check is its compatibility for your service providers. Depending on what your internet provider is, your cable provider is, they always have their recommended modems to purchase that work well with their system. So the first thing you should do is actually either call your internet provider and ask them, hey, what routers or what cable modems do you guys use when it comes to customers who want to purchase their own? And what do you recommend? If you want to go a little deeper, you can also search it on Amazon. Just search like Xfinity routers or Verizon routers. Whatever your provider is, just search it and a detailed list of items will come down and you'll be able to compare and contrast which item you want based on the specs that you have for your internet connection. The second thing that's very important when you're considering buying your own router is the speed. You don't want to downgrade with the technology and the equipment that you're purchasing. So if you're paying for 300 megabytes per second for your internet download and upload speeds, don't want to buy a router that says 200 megabytes per second maximum because you're downgrading your speed based on the equipment you're purchasing. It's always best to upgrade it, and the speeds can go all the way from 100 megabytes per second. It can even go to 1,000 megabytes per second when it comes to download upload speeds. So depending on what your current bill is and how much speed you are paying for, look for a router that supports that and can increase it if in the future you want to upgrade. Step 3 is to actually know the functionality that you want to have when you are purchasing these modems. There are some modems that are Wi-Fi and cable compatible. Others are just internet. So you need to actually find out and know exactly how you want to use your modem so that you're buying something that actually supports the functionality that you need it to do. The last thing I suggest is to look at DOCSIS channels when you are determining which modems you're interested in purchasing. For example, modems that have the 16x4 channel bonding deliver speeds twice as fast as that of modems with 8x4 channel bondings. So I suggest you just look into it so you have an idea of how many devices you want to connect to it and how fast speeds you actually need it to perform so that you're not slowing down your internet speed. Thank you so much for watching today's Tech Tuesday video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and topics that you want me to talk about in the near future. Thank you so much. I hope today's video gives you some great ideas on how you can save some dollars with your internet and cable providers. Look forward to seeing you next week on Tech Tuesday. See you later.